There's a phrase I've heard 100 times in my conversations with churches, and every time I hear it, my soul shrivels one size smaller. Not because the phrase itself is particularly bad, but the larger information epidemic it represents. We want to be a branded house, not a house of brands. Another way of framing it is all the logos in our ministry should match. And while I understand some of the reasons we've arrived at this place, I profoundly disagree with this approach. The roots of this problem trace back to the 90s and 2000s, and during this era, I have a front row seat. I'm a staff designer at a church, and I am part of creating the problem. Like many churches, we have a variety of groups in the church, and they're all named different things and operating from their own playbooks and naming conventions. The church's name was New Life Christian Center, the youth group was called U-Turn Youth, the senior citizens group was called SALT, and the kids area is called Piggy Toes. You get the idea. And the result is, you need to hand a first-time guest a glossary to even know where to take their middle schooler. Fast forward 10 or 15 years, and many churches make a pivot. This is too messy and convoluted. We need to consolidate and get everybody pointed in the same direction. Let's align the names, let's align the culture, and this is the critical misstep. Let's align them stylistically. And where do we get this idea? The corporate world. FedEx is a commonly cited example. All the FedEx brands are easily recognizable, and the connection between them is incredibly clear. This, logically, makes sense. My current home church adopted this model. The downfall of this approach is that you end up with something like this. And the real loss here is we've homogenized the personality, character, and life out of all of the brands. It serves the church, but it doesn't serve the audience. The main church logo feels too corporate for women's conference and too mature and polished for the kids ministry, and frankly, no 17-year-old wants to wear a sweatshirt with the main church logo on it to school. So we've done a good job creating brand awareness, but a bad job connecting with the subgroups within our church. So if a house of brands isn't the right path and a branded house isn't right, where do we go? In 2018, I began a Goldilocksian search for the right fit answer. 5 years and 294 logo projects later, I discovered a third path. It allows each brand to fully embrace its own personality while staying within arm's reach of the parent brand. And this is the sweet spot between solidarity and specificity. We're blending a variety of zesty flavors into one cohesive meal. And it really serves each member of the family, but still holds to the family values. These seeds could be repeated metaphors or expanding on an existing symbol or storyline, just adding more depth and layers. It could be color harmonies or shared colors between multiple brands within the house. Or it could just be general stylistic similarities so that things all feel like they're headed in the same direction. You can see each child of the family individually. They are allowed space to embrace their own personality, but when you see the family all together, all the parts make sense together through their shared DNA. As the brand manager of your organization, some questions to ask yourself. Does this logo communicate the personality of the ministry? Does it show what it feels like to be in the room? Does it rally our group around a cause or the ideas that we champion? Does it make the members of your group feel seen and understood and feel on track with what they're actually doing in life? Does it feel like a part of the overall family? So not every logo will do all of these, and also every church is different. And this is meant to be more of a guiding light and kind of conversation points, not a rigid prescription. Here at Bright Coal, have we perfectly executed for every brand that we've worked with? No, the track record isn't spotless, but now we have a North Star. This year, I was given a shot at redemption, a chance to atone for my branding sins of my early years. The youth pastor at our home church asked to revisit the youth logo. During our mood meeting, we riff on a few key ingredients. Remixing the main church logo, so we're using that recognizable shape. There's already a ton of brand equity there. and we're just redoing that in a more youth-friendly style and kind of perspective. Another would be further developing a rough block letter style. The youth have already seen this on other merch, and they've responded really well to it, so we know it's landing with that audience. The third would be harmonizing the entire palette off of the main Creek blue. We're also integrating 2 wheat stalks to represent the second harvest, which is a very old spiritual theme for the Creek, which has resurfaced in a big way in recent years. When in doubt, just remember, it all comes down to one simple principle. What is the best way to serve our audience? At the end of the day, we should be serving others with whatever is in our hands, and in this case, it's a logo. If you'd like to talk about your logo, I'd love to chat with you. Schedule a call at brightcoal.com.